it represents the most significant rebuilding of the military since Ronald Reagan. And I will tell you, serving on the Senate Armed Services Committee, the degree to which our readiness has been undermined in the last 8 years is staggering. This is a dangerous world, and so rebuilding the military was important. I think it is unfortunate that the price Democrats exacted for allowing the military to be rebuilt was a massive increase in non-defense discretionary spending. But that being said, looking back on 2017, there were many periods during the year when I and other conservatives were concerned that Republicans would not manage to come together and deliver on our promises, and I think we ended the year with a remarkable record of success.
What do you make on some of the movements in the past? We saw the president come out and say he wants teachers in schools, and he also talked about raising the minimum wage, minimum age to 21. Where do you fall on this?
Everyone was horrified by what happened in Parkland. Every parent, it is your very worst nightmare. And in Texas, we've dealt with this firsthand just a few months ago at Sutherland Springs, the worst church shooting in history. I was at Sutherland Springs in that sanctuary the day after the shooting and spent time with the families who were grieving their loved ones. These acts of mass murder are evil. The question is, what more can we do to stop them? Unfortunately, whenever there is a crime like this, Washington Democrats immediately try to use that crime to push their long-standing agenda of restricting the Second Amendment rights for law-abiding citizens. That doesn't work. It doesn't reduce crime. Indeed, many of the jurisdictions with the toughest gun control laws have among the highest crime rates and highest murder rates. What we ought to be doing instead, and what I have been leading the efforts in the Senate to do, is target violent criminals. If you want to stop violent crime, you target murderers and violent criminals. You come down on them like a ton of bricks. In 2013, in the wake of another tragic event, the Senate debated a number of gun proposals. The legislation that got the most bipartisan support was legislation I authored. It was the Grassley-Cruz legislation. It was also called the Law Enforcement Alternative. Grassley-Cruz focused on violent felons and fugitives, and it did a number of things. Number one, Grassley-Cruz increased funding for school safety by $300 million. The Obama administration had cut school safety funding significantly. Grassley-Cruz restored that funding. Had that passed, that might have made a difference in Parkland. That might have meant an armed police officer would have been on that campus and could have stopped that crazed madman before he murdered those teenage kids. Another element of Grassley-Cruz was focusing on improving background checks, and in particular, the database. Many jurisdictions, many states have poor records of reporting criminal convictions to the database, and federal agencies do as well. Sutherland Springs, the shooter there, it was illegal. It was contrary to federal law for him to possess a firearm. The reason he had it is the Air Force failed to report his conviction. It was actually doubly illegal. Number one, he had a felony conviction. Number two, he had a domestic violence conviction. But the Air Force, under President Obama, did not report that conviction. So his conviction was not in the database. Grassley-Cruz would have mandated that the Attorney General audit each federal agency, including the Air Force, looking for convictions that are not in the database to make sure they're there. Had that legislation passed, there is a very good argument that that shooter's conviction would have been in the database. And then the second piece of Grassley-Cruz that is critical is the Department of Justice for far too long has failed to prosecute felons and fugitives who illegally tried to purchase firearms. The shooter in Sutherland Springs went to purchase a firearm. He filled out the federal form. He lied on it twice. He checked the box that he did not have a felony conviction. He checked the box that he did not have a domestic violence conviction. Both of those were separate and independent felonies. It is a crime to lie on that form. What I have been pressing for a long time is any time a felon or fugitive tries to illegally buy a gun, they should be prosecuted and put in jail. What Ted Cruz did is created a gun crime task force at the Department of Justice to prosecute felons and fugitives trying to illegally buy guns. Had that legislation passed and had the Department of Justice implemented it, the Sutherland Springs shooter, when he lied on that form, would have been prosecuted, would have been locked in jail, and never would have walked in that sanctuary and murdered those people. Unfortunately, Ted Cruz was filibustered by Harry Reid and the Democrats. It got the most bipartisan support of any of the comprehensive legislation. Got 52 votes, a majority of the Senate in the Harry Reid Democratic Senate, including 8 or 9 Democrats. But the Democrats nonetheless filibustered it. Those are the sorts of approaches we should be focusing on. Target violent criminals and not law-abiding citizens.
Senator Cruz?
You mentioned that. What's your message?
We've accomplished a great deal. 2017 delivered on many of our commitments. A lot of excitement and enthusiasm here. 4 big priorities, I believe, have been tax reform, regulatory reform, Obamacare, and judges. Tax reform, we had a tremendous victory in December of last year. Regulatory reform, we're seeing small businesses grow and jobs expand. Obamacare is the biggest unfinished promise that we made, but we did repeal the individual mandate, which was a big, big deal and a step in the right direction. We need to finish the job. And judges have been a home run. Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, 12 Court of Appeals judges confirmed. 2017 reflected a remarkable degree of success, but in 2018 we need to keep working forward, keep reducing taxes, reducing regulations, fighting for working men and women. I think there's a lot of enthusiasm here for us to do exactly that.
Senator Cruz?
Investigation, where does this go from here?
Senator Evans.
Hey, man.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Nice to see you too. Things are good.
Good, everybody.
President, the problem that you can't afford me? Is the problem that you can't afford me any longer? No,
Beats me. How are you doing? Good. Good. Excellent.
Right?
Very good.
Senator Cruz, may I ask a question?
It's good to see you.
A pleasure to see you. Last year at CPAC, I'll walk and ask you. I don't mind. If I can get I have to call that.